Okay, 14.3. There's only 3 sections in this unit. You won't have a quiz on 14.2 or 3, but you will have the test on it, just a heads up. So we're talking about inverses here. You will be able to use a calculator for 3x3s, and I think that's a separate part of your test. So your test will all be by hand, just a heads up. You will be allowed to use scientific calculators to help you do the simple math, but you won't be able to use your graphing calculator except for this separate part with 3x3s here. So for an inverse, it just means doing the opposite. So kind of like how, the opposite of x is x inverse, or the opposite of adding is subtracting, okay? They're just opposites. And it's marked with that little -1 outside. And the formula is just right here. You have to get D, the discriminant. Nope, the determinant. Discriminant comes up later. The determinant, and then notice these letters. These guys switch spots, and these gain a negative. And an inverse can't exist if your determinant is 0. And you just write the word singular matrix, meaning there's no inverse that exists. You don't have to solve it as long as you know D is 0. So the steps are, you find the determinant, you move around the numbers, and then you got to make sure that you divide that D to everything. So for this one, we've got -3, -2, -8, -4. So our D here, do the fish on the original. So we get 12 minus 16, which is -4. Our formula is 1 over D, and then we switch their spots, and these just gain a negative, and all you got to do is take this -4 and divide it to all these. So we get -4 over -4, which is 1. 2 over -4 is -1/2, and just keep the fraction. 8 over -4 is -2. -3 over -4 gets you a positive 3/4. So don't get decimals here, just get the fractions. I don't want you estimating. So our inverse here is just that answer that we get when we divide those. And boom, that's it. Let's try another one. I want you to try this one. Go ahead and get D. When you get D, you can push play on the video to just check your work. Okay, so we have 8 minus 0, which is 8. Now go ahead and try to get the inverse, pausing the video. When you think you've got it, then push play, and I'll kind of walk you through how we get it. Okay, so the formula is 1 over D. These switch spots. 8 gets a negative, and 0 gets a negative, which doesn't change. And then we divide each of these by 8. That number right here. So we get, I'll just write it right here, -1/4, -1, 0, and -1/2. And that's your inverse. Now this next one is with a calculator. So what I want you to do is in your graphing calculator, okay, these are directions for if you have a TI-83 or 4. So you click on the button that says matrix. It's kind of on the top left. There's like button, 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 button. It's right there. Okay, so you click on it and then go over to edit and click A. And then when it asks you for how big, type in 3x3 and use arrows to get that over. And then you just fill in all your numbers. So you fill in and you just push enter each time. Make sure, and then also double check your numbers. Excuse me. So you type them all in. So -1, 0, -1. I'm pushing enter after each of these. 4, enter, -1, enter, 1, enter. It moves left to right, and then it goes over here. Bottom row, 3, 1, -5, And then I want you to click second mode, which is quit. Okay, so second mode, once you have all those numbers in there. And then I want you to go to matrix again, and then click A right there and click enter, and then click that X -1 button. Okay, and then enter, and a matrix should pop up. And that's your answer. We do want it in fraction form, so I believe if you go to if you go back and click on that fraction button, then you should get your answer in fractions. And that's it.